The morning was peaceful. The green vegetables stretched wide under a cloudless sky as Cowboy Quarog walked along the wooden fence, whistling softly while tossing feed to his chickens. He wasn't a cattle rancher, wasn't some legendary gunslinger, just a man who took pride in his flock, tending them with care. But peace never lasted long in these parts. Dust rose from the horizon, dark figures moving fast. Quarog knew trouble when he saw it. Kulas and his gang, a bunch of low-life thieves who'd roam the countryside looking for easy pickings. They weren't here for cattle. They were here for him. Quarog didn't reach for his palsiet. Not yet. Instead, he calmly knelt, tossing the last handful of grain to his chickens. The gang rode up, their leader, Kulas, pulling his horse to a stop just feet away. "Well, well, Quarog," Kulas sneered. "Didn't figure you for a man to waste his time on chickens. Thought you had bigger ambitions." Quarog straightened, his sharp brown eyes meeting Kulas's gaze. "A man's ambitions ain't always about size," he replied. "Sometimes they're about worth." The gang laughed, but Kulas wasn't amused. He leaned forward, resting an elbow on his saddle horn. "We ain't here for talk. We want what's in that shed of yours. Heard you got yourself some fine grain stockpiled." Quarog didn't flinch. "That grain's for the rainy season. My flock depends on it." Kulas smirked. "Well, now it's ours." Quarog sighed, rubbing his calloused hands together. "You know, Kulas, I always figured men like you didn't care much for hard work. Taking's easier than earning, isn't it?" "Don't get all high and mighty, old man," Kulas growled. The gang stepped closer, hands resting near their palsiets, ready to take what they wanted. Quarog finally reached for his own palsiet, slow and deliberate, not to fight, but to show he wasn't backing down. "I ain't young, and I ain't looking for a fight," he said calmly. "But I'll tell you this, my flock depends on me, and I ain't about to let some lazy thieves ruin their day." Kulas eyed him. The gang shifted uneasily. Quarog didn't move, didn't blink. And sometimes it wasn't the fastest fist or the fiercest fight that won. It was the man who stood his ground. Kulas spit into the dirt, giving a sharp whistle to his men. "Come on," he muttered. "This ain't worth it." The gang turned, riding off into the distance. Quarog watched them disappear into the sunset, then unclenched his fists, turning back to his chickens. "Looks like you don't have to worry," he murmured, scattering more feed. "Some men know when to walk away." And as the prairie wind rolled through his quiet farm, Quarog knew one thing for certain. Strength wasn't in strength, nor in greed. It was in standing firm for what truly mattered.